Thank you so much for this invitation, and thank you to you all that you are waiting that you're talking about. So I agree totally with my friends, Sonovein users, and we know that the concept is still to try to how to occlude a vein. So we have learned that it's possible to occlude a vein also with Sonovein. We can do that, of course, but there are some limits because anatomical distraction does not always mean physiological restoration. Leaving the opportunity to use the GSV as an artery bypass, but a leg without can changes the flow back to the heart, removing, destroying an axis. And hemodynamics is often overlooked, but often ignored. HIFU, you know, is non-invasive extracorporeal ultrasound guided. We know everything, but you know that not all HIFU is the same name, but fundamentally different biological effects. There is another HIFU coming, it's a vein sound, it's another concept, it's an ablative technique. And with HIFU, we can ablate a vein. Yes, we can do an ablation, a total ablation, is a Chexta, is equivalent to endovenous laser, radiofrequency, and steam procedures. At the beginning of the experience, it was a long procedure. Now it's shorter. You can do if you want. But you can do also, as Mark had told before, be hemodynamic. So designed for hemodynamic phlebology. You can use for Shiva, for Asval, so occlude only a small part of a vein. But the real surprise, in our experience, was the selective extravenous thermal shrinkage. This is really the new thing we can change our mind in the future, because it's the only machine you can achieve fibrosis, perivenous fibrosis, with reducing the diameter. The key is the histology. You can read the paper we published, and I took a lot of time. The key concept is that the thermal HIFU acts from outside to inside, before the adventitia, the media, and then the intima. This is completely different from all endoluminal techniques when you start from the endothelium. This leads to a crucial consequence. It does not necessarily destroy the vein, and the endothelium has a potential regeneration incredible. Is the reason why many times you have recurrence after foam sclerotherapy, or sometimes after laser, because you don't destroy all the endothelium. The clinical result shows that up to 98% shrinkage closure at 1 year. Now we publish this in press in International Angiology, 3-year follow-up. And the surprise is that sometimes you don't need to close a vein. There is a therapeutic shrinkage. And you can reduce diameter. As you see in this picture, you see the vein before and after. And if you have a pipe with water inside, and you have a big diameter, and you make one or two places put a resistance, the flow, the volume of blood in your leg will be absolutely less. And this is, for instance, an example. 70-year-old, you see the reflux elimination test, very easy. When I started to do this job, our echo Doppler was an elastic brand. No, not all. We didn't have Doppler or echo Doppler. So we used this one. And in this case, you see that you interrupt the column here. You have in this place incompetent GSV, a perforator here, and then the varicose vein there. So we decided to treat these 12 centimeters of vein. What we see is after 1 year, after 2 years. And this is the GSV with a shrinkage. It's not occluded, it's a shrinkage. So we can decide to what portion of the vein to treat. The junction, The competence or incompetence of the terminal valve is crucial. If the terminal valve is incompetent, you have to treat as a Shiva 1. Doesn't matter you close, but you have to shrink. And now, if you use a double echo-color Doppler studying the patient with the two devices, two doctors, two persons, a nurse and a doctor, you can decide if you need to close the junction or not. Because if you register the flow distal to the point, you can shrink, or close the vein and decide what to do in that patient. And sometimes you need to occlude, and you occlude because you have a tool that can do that. So the flexibility is unique in this. In no other technique offers this spectrum. And another case is a female. This is the vein hit by ultrasound, you know, and we see the echo before and after, immediately after. But after 1 year, without any other treatment, you see no more varicose vein, but sometimes you have still varicose vein. But doesn't matter, it's a cosmetic problem. But you don't have symptoms. You move to a CRP3, CRP4 to a CRP1. So it's a clinical concept. Then you will manage, you can manage the cosmetic problem as you want, with laser, with the sclerotherapy, with phlebectomy, as you want. But in this case, we have also in this case, we have a perforator in this place, with a dot perforator, with an incompetence, but the terminal valve was competent. So if a competent terminal valve with an incompetent GSV and varicose vein there, why to destroy all the GSV? So make a shrinkage here, and you leave this perforator, and you will have a shunt number 1 moving to this one, the reflux, and we don't have any varicose veins in the leg. And sometimes you don't need a strong shrinkage. We are working now to find a model to decide which kind of protocol of energy to use to have shrinkage, mild shrinkage, strong shrinkage, or occlusion. This is the goal. And we see that there is something moving on a collagen type. Probably collagen type is different, and we see that sometimes we have shrinkage if you use a strong energy. And for this reason, in Parma, we will have a doctorate of research next year, and next 3 years, sharing with the University of Ferrara, with Paolo Zamboni, and so we will, I hope we can make more research on this, because the worlds are open. Now, this is the most challenging cases we did in our experience. There's a 87-year-old woman with very, very big varicose veins, and came to the office for an hemorrhage because he's coagulated from atrial fibrillation. And so we have a 2-centimeter GSV and very, very, very important varicose veins. So what we decided to do? The HIFU strategy, one treatment is not enough. So we decided to do 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. So with the first one, we decided to reduce the diameter of the vein, and 12 centimeter of vein treated, continuous lysis, 300 watt, 0.578 spot per slice. And what we get after 3 months was a reduction of the diameter from 2 to 0.7. This is the shrinkage you see, with the reduction in volume. And I did what I am able to do, surgery of the veins. And so I decided to remove all the veins in local anesthesia without stop the anticoagulation. Is a technique problem. You know that surgeons do what they are able to do. Sometimes you can do with EVLA or something else. And this is the result after 2 HIFU and 1 surgery. The global diameter is 1.9. The flow and volume diameter 0.7. What does it mean? It means that we get a reduction of the volume in the veins of the 90%. It means that your surgery or your laser or something you want to do in the big, huge varicose veins is easier than before. And what happened at the spheno-femoral junction? Competence of the terminal valve, and you see in this place the hyalinofibrosis. So the reducing in the diameter is this is not, it will be, I think, now it's 6 months, but I think in 1 year, 2 years, I hope to have the patient to see what happened in this place. This is in November 2025, in April 26, and in May 2026. But what is the real limit of HIFU? Everything is good? No, it's not good, because the real limit is logistical and technological. It's complex and requires maintenance and calibration. It's large, not easy mobile. It's based on advanced, evolving technology. This makes HIFU a powerful but complex system to manage. But HIFU is not difficult to use. We learn. The learning curve is becoming faster, but it's difficult to manage. And there is a possible solution, I think. So, like an MRI. Do you have MRI in your office? No, but you have patients that need MRI. You bring the patient to the MRI. So, the goal, one of the possibilities is to make some HIFU centers dedicated, shared among multiple physicians, high patient volume, optimized use of technology, and cost reduction. For instance, in our center in Parma, we do 150 patients every year. It's a single center experience. No more. You cannot do more. But if you co-share with 5, 6, 7 physicians around your town, 100, 200 kilometers, you can move from 4 patients a week to 4 patients a day. And you can arrive to 1,000 patients every year. Improve the efficiency, reduce the cost, and you have a quicker and wider diffusion. The learning curve is faster, and you can higher procedural standardization. Most number we have, many patients will learn very, very quickly. So, take-home message. It's not another ablation technique. Yes, it is, but it's not another. It's not this. It's not the race we want to. It's another race. It's another race. It's the first technology that allows us to choose destroy the vein or restore the function. Thank you very much.